Get ready to dive into a world where empires stand on the brink of war and terrible monsters tear at the fragile borderlands of men. The Adventurer-Conqueror King System Imperial Imprint, or as we like to call it, Acts 2, is now live on Kickstarter. Acts 2 is the new edition of the acclaimed best-selling fantasy role-playing game. You'll find everything you need to enjoy epic fantasy campaigns with a sweeping scope. Whether you want to crawl through dungeons, experiment with alchemy, crossbreed monsters, run a merchant emporium, raise an undead legion, or even conquer an empire, Acts 2 supports your playstyle. Acts 2 integrates experience point mechanics, making campaign activities a seamless part of the core gameplay loop. Your character levels up in new and exciting ways each time you play, adding massive replayability to each of your adventures. Acts 2 offers 18 character classes, 378 spells, new combat mechanics, and so much more. Support Acts 2 on Kickstarter today.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply. How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day, the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
Knocked Prone is a clean, chaotic, and deep podcast for D&D nerds. Find more ways to support our show in the episode description.
Last time on Knocked Prone.
I actually have something called phantom visions. They're basically like fancy dreams that have real meaning. I get to talk with people who have died. Efimia, I actually spoke with your dad.
And Efimia looks down and just goes, "You remembered." So she starts to open the gift and finds this beautiful tarot deck. Did he say why a tarot deck?
Your dad had this deck from a woman named Cassidy, who was good friends with your mom, and it was meant to help find your mom, but your father was never able to do that while he was living, and so that's why he passed it on to you, hoping that maybe it would help you find your mom.
Did he say anything about Cassidy?
What I do know is that she was a fortune teller and she was a moon elf.
Did you say fortune teller and moon elf?
Avani?
Avani Mech is a moon elf. What are the odds that they're both moon elves?
Your dad knew Avani Mech.
At the front gates of these mithril mines, you see a long, blonde-haired Azamar who is busily fiddling with a red box tied with a blue ribbon. Selene, you recognize this Azamar to be your boyfriend, Finch.
What are you doing here? I didn't expect to see you.
I wanted to earn a little bit extra cash, and so I've been talking to my boss. They mentioned some beta testing adventure team.
The mines can be a bit dangerous. Would you mind if I take the lead from here?
Oh, how dangerous could they be? He backs up into the left bottom grid of this tic-tac-toe board. Finch gets dragged away back into the cave.
No, I've seen this before, guys. We've got to catch up to him right now. Grom, is this what these mines are normally like? I don't remember them being like this up top.
No, this is different.
You are cocooned, like fully cocooned all around your bodies.
Can I attempt to break out of it?
DC 18.
18. 12 plus 6.
You punch through the webs and just barely get out in time. All of you are broken out of the webs and are able to reconvene, except for Finch, who you can hear, no, these are suede shoes.
Whether you're a halfling, a giant, or somewhere in between, around the table with your friends, playing Dungeons and Dragons. And if life ever knocks you down, your dice will surely turn around. Roll stats, it's time to quest. Let's put your characters to the test.
My name is Cade, and I'm the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure, and I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
Grom and Efimia, you guys were just encased in these webbings, and Grom broke both of you free. So you are now walking on the way back to Zag and Selene. All of a sudden, Avery pops into existence next to you, and you can both hear in your heads,
Hi! I really loved our training session this morning. I was wondering if you guys could potentially give me just one more teensy-weensy training session before we get back to the rest of the group. Would that be okay?
Oh, of course.
Right now?
Right now, yeah.
Okay.
I think this is the perfect time. We're in a dangerous place, Avery.
Yeah, seems healthy.
Don't
Today,
talk to strangers.
you
Got
are
it.
going to learn flee. When I say flee, you run in the direction I point as fast as you can.
Grom, did you read the book or are you just making up your own commands?
I'm making it up as I go.
That sounds about right.
There's a book?
Yeah.
What does this say?
as you open the book, it has various commands that dogs can learn, various battle maneuvers you are able to train your dog into learning so that you can use as a bonus action during battle.
Are me and Zag around? Can we hear anything that's happening?
They're walking back, and their voices echoing through the cave let you know that they are no longer in distress. So if you would like to join them, you are well allowed.
I will definitely join them and definitely calm down as I realize, that this is real life. I'll kind of gain my
Your
bearing
boyfriend
a little
is
more.
still being killed by spiders right now.
At least not all of my friends have suddenly disappeared. So I'm doing better.
So as they're walking back towards us and we're running towards them, I'd like to think that Efimia's in the front. And Zag made a really big deal about not being able to save Efimia, right?
Right.
So he's going to start deadbolt towards Efimia, like hands open. And I'm hoping she understands he's coming in for a hug. But as he gets closer, he's actually going to put his hand forward and push her out of the way so he can get to Grom and give Grom this giant hug.
Efimia was getting ready to dive out the way anyways, but she wasn't expecting the push.
It'll be a lifted hug as well. Like I'll turn around, and then, but with you being twice my size, it just looks ridiculous.
Titanic moment.
Yeah, I pick you up by the knees and spin you around.
And then immediately after, he's going to go back to Efimia and give her a big giant hug as well and apologize to her.
Efimia's not going to reciprocate that hug.
Is she going to allow him to hug her though?
She will just stand there stone still, eyeing him like, ew.
So Efimia's just standing still and Zag's giving her the most heartfelt hug, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I tried my hardest.
Did you have any clue what you were doing, or did you just send me into the dark so I could go before you?
I don't think that way, I promise. I thought I could help.
Yeah, you thought wrong, but it's okay. Lucky I have Grom here. And she's gonna just give Zag the side eye a little bit.
Zag's not gonna understand the social cue of that whatsoever. She's giving him a hint he didn't do well, and he's gonna be I appreciate you.
Avery's going to nose boop the book in your hand and is going to roll to a page. Grom and Efimia, which one of you would like to roll me a d20?
Is it to read the book?
Yes.
Efimia, because I can't read.
It's gonna be me.
Oh, Grom can't read? Okay,
No, he can't
Efimia,
read.
roll me a d20.
All right, 12.
You flip to the page, Goading Attack. It says, when your familiar hits a creature with an attack, you can spend your action to command Avery into using the word control. Now, control will make it so Avery distracts the enemy from you, and the enemy will have disadvantage on attacking anybody except for Avery. And that is the command that you are able to teach Avery in this training session.
Okay.
Is that the word that you use to Avery too?
Yes. Control is the command, and
Okay.
it is a goading attack is the ability that it uses.
So does Avery move on my initiative? Do I roll its initiative? Do you want to roll its initiative?
Avery can roll on either your initiative or Efimia's initiative, depending on who wants to be the one to command it. So you guys are able to finish up training Avery, and again, your mind is kind of brought back to the moment where you hear Finch in the background. It burns! Oh no, my Suede will never be the same!
And Efimia is just gonna kind of roll her eyes and look over at Selene and go, you sure know how to pick the strong ones.
Finch
Finch has a lot of amazing qualities, Efimia. Being brave is not one of them, okay?
I can tell.
We have
it's
to
okay.
save him.
Okay. And apparently his suede shoes.
He does have style.
Exactly, Zag.
Yeah, style is great in a cave.
Bravery is behind style.
I find quality in a man who looks good and takes care of himself.
Well, I don't think he looks too good right now. I hear his suede shoes are going a little ratty now.
We've got to get going. What are we doing here? Clearly, this is a dangerous place. We have to get going.
Grom has already been jogging. He has a speed of 25, so he's been like jogging a little bit to keep up with you. And as everyone like speeds up, he's like full running.
So basically, Grom is always jogging to keep up with our pace. So we are going down that tunnel. Is there still that fog that was there?
So the fog was only in the bottle puzzle that you guys were in. It seems to be some type of trap. As you're going farther and farther down into this cave, you see lots of Drider's only symbols. You see things that are kind of implementing, like, miners who pass beyond this point are doing so at their own risk. Driders have webs everywhere along this cave that have either people in cocoons that they have killed and are webbed up for feasting later on, as well as covered in this entire cave is a thick purple light that is emanating off of these purple runestones that are waiting to be mined.
So seeing all those webs and everything, and Zag lived in the Underdark for a while. Is he going to pick up on the fact that we're potentially heading towards the Underdark right now?
Yes. So you definitely know, because since you lived in the Drider portion of the Underdark, you are going towards where you used to live with your old orphan tribe.
Okay. So knowing that, Zag is going to turn to the party and he's going to say, guys, I've mentioned it a little bit, but I just want you to know that I think we're heading towards trouble. Big trouble. These spider people, these Driders are no joke. I don't know what we're going to see down there, but I think we need to be prepared, and he is going to cast Aid on all 3 of his allies. You'll all get 5 additional hit points.
You're right, Zag. I see there is trouble because, we still have to go towards Finch. And she's just being a little sarcastic because she's just petty about boys.
Who hurt you?
I mean, well, Efimia is just going to roll her eyes every time she hears Finch whining down the hole. Even though she doesn't actually know if he's safe or not. She'll just look at Zag and go, well, if you must know, his name is Edmund. And he is trash.
Trash?
Yes. Like,
Why?
Why? Zag, have you ever had a significant other?
No. Never. Avani? No, never.
Okay, I don't know if that counts, friend, but let's just say it's not worth it.
It's not worth it? What do you mean? How could it not be worth it?
Why is it worth it to put your heart in someone else's hands?
Isn't having people who care about you what life's all about, though?
I mean, is it? Because last I checked, all that really brings is pain in the long run.
I care about you. Grom cares about. We all care about you.
Well, Zag, I appreciate the sentiment, but you hardly know me.
You've done enough for us as a group in the last few days that I don't need to know you anymore to know that you are important to us and that we're going to work together. We're here together.
Efimia's heart, cold heart at that moment.
Grew 10 times that day.
No, it grew only 1 degree warmer. Just a little spot of warmth.
Yes.
Warmed that cold heart.
Yes, don't worry, Princess. Remember, we're your royal guard. We won't let anything happen to you.
Royal guard. I don't know how you all feel about it, but I think we were brought together for a reason, and I think we're going to make a difference. Let's go save this blue suede shoe guy.
Oh no! I'm awfully hungry! I haven't eaten since brunch!
Efimia's gonna punch Finch in the face. It seems like Selene kind of likes him. I guess I'll be nice to him for now, but I make no promises about what tricks I may pull on him for fun.
Deal.
As long as we can get him back.
Selene, as you are walking along, you notice...
Like this entire time, walking, we're just casually...
Just talking,
like,
just
screaming.
screaming.
Just like...
Training the dog, having deep conversations.
Honestly, I'm so embarrassed at his behavior. It makes me a little less hasty to go get him.
As we continue walking, before we... I guess we're kind of light jog. We're moving quick to match Selene's pace. Right. Zag is going to look down and hold his amulet and regain a spell slot.
Okay, awesome. Selene, as you are walking, you notice Finch's travel sack lying on the floor. It has a little lock on the front of it, but you notice that Finch's travel sack, when he was being dragged away, got caught on some rock and it has been left behind.
So I do recognize it as being Finch's.
Yes, it says monogrammed Finch plus Selene in a little heart.
A single tear.
Not my coin purse! Don't empty out my coin purse! That's a vintage silver!
Efimia's just gonna rub her temples and go, Selene, do you really like him that much?
I'm like bending over to pick up his bag, and the single tear drips down my face. I like quickly wipe it away and turn in your direction. Of course I do. I can't believe you say that.
I'm just checking.
This is and I'll put the bag, over my head to carry it with me. This is just a sign that we're heading in the right direction. So we must be down here somewhere.
Okay.
Are we still on like one path? Like it's just a clear tunnel?
Clear tunnel.
Oh no! I've wet myself!
I'm gonna start making small talk, like awkwardly loud, repetitive small talk as we're going to try to drown out anything else. My goal is to have everybody hear nothing else from Finch.
I'm so glad I wore my brown trousers!
So Zag has never been annoyed before, because usually he's the one annoying people. And I just want everybody to know that in his head, he's thinking about trying to cast silence in the direction of Finch so he doesn't have to hear it anymore.
Meanwhile, Efimia's gonna look at Zach and go, buddy, I have to show you an elven tradition.
I'm ready.
Okay. We just have to pull pranks on Finch. Deal?
And that's an elven tradition. I never got to know my elven
That's how you
ancestors.
get to know. Yes, that is how you let people know that they're close to you. I mean, haven't you seen all the stuff I pulled on you?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, and those were so funny.
Exactly.
But
That
Finch,
totally happened.
Nobody else, just Finch.
Yeah. No, the rest we've already bonded with.
What did you just say?
Oh, God.
I knew it.
I guess we bonded a little. And she's just trying to, take steps back a little bit.
Meanwhile, Grom will say to Selene,
Butcher, I really would have thought that, your choice of companion would match your skill sets a bit more.
I'm gonna be getting really flustered at this point. Finch has a lot of incredible qualities that you guys just don't see right now.
Do you guys hear how loud he can yell?
Can you at least give me my allergy medication?
and he might not be the toughest, but he's super smart and really hot. And you'll get to know him. He's an amazing person.
Brains seem to be doing him very good right now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's go get your boyfriend.
How powerful is the Cox network? So powerful that one day the internet will let your doctor perform miracles from thousands of miles away.
Connecting to remote operating room.
Giving a whole new meaning to the term house call.
Operation complete.
The Cox network. With gig speeds everywhere, it's internet built for tomorrow, today. Cox, bringing us closer. In Cox serviceable areas, speeds vary and are not guaranteed. Cox terms apply. Other restrictions may apply.
You walk to the end of this tunnel and you see a large opening in front of you that is about 30 by 30 feet wide. It is a circle. 30 feet away from you at the very end of this cave, you see that there are two pools filled with green, waxy spider venom, bubbling like hot tubs, and Finch is tied and strapped in to one of these pools. They're filled with this Drider poison up to the brim. What's everyone's passive perceptions?
10.
For Grom? Okay.
16.
11.
All right. So, Zag, you notice at the very top of this cave is a Drider hanging out upside down, hungrily watching as Finch is cooking in this stew below.
Okay, so is Finch in the stew?
Yes,
Like
he's
in
in
it
this,
right now?
Yes, strapped down into this poison vat. Only his head is above the surface, and it only seems to be that way because the Drider want to let him be able to breathe. But who wants to roll me a D4 luck check?
I'm on it.
Yeah, you do it, please.
Zag, roll
Zag is
me
on
a
it.
D4 lug check. -1.
1. Is that good or bad?
No luck.
Well, we got nothing.
So 0?
So the 0, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a 0 for me.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh no is correct.
Oh no.
You hear Finch go, "Yeah!" and passes out. And with that, the Drider does not see you. You are going to all get a surprise round on this Drider. Everyone, I'm going to need you to roll me initiative.
Okay.
Oh man.
Let me just add. So as I had the perception to notice the one, is there just the one? I don't notice any other Driders in there.
There's only one Drider at the very top of this ceiling.
19.
14.
Nat 1.
Dude.
5.
Grom, you get the jump on things. We're going to do a surprise round, so each of you will get a jump on this Drider before it gets to act in initiative.
And you said it's on the top of the cave?
It is on the top of the cave.
How
It's
far
30
up is
feet
that?
in the air. So it's basically a 30-foot ball that you guys are in that has been hollowed out.
Okay. I believe my hammer has a throwing distance of 20 feet.
Okay.
So since I can't do that without disadvantage, I will, for the first time, pull out my longbow and I will yell, "Over here, ugly beast!" I want to fire an arrow from my longbow.
You hear the most horrific as it turns and looks at you.
Ooh. No, that doesn't hit.
Don't even have to say it in the mic. It doesn't hit.
It's a natural 2 plus 4. Yeah, 6 to hit.
Unfortunately, a 6 will not hit.
Yes, so that'll be my turn.
Selene, you are up.
I would like to hit with my crossbow from the distance I'm standing at near the entrance of this room. I will use steady aim to gain advantage, and I'll attack with my crossbow and also get sneak attack. Does a 24 hit?
A 24 will definitely hit. This thing does not have any armor on.
I will do 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
Efimia, you are up.
Efimia is going to use True Strike, which I can tell the defenses of any target within 30 feet. I want to just point at the Drider up 30 feet away from me, and I use True Strike to figure out a brief insight into the target's defenses.
So you will gain advantage for next round, as well as you find out that its AC is 14.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad.
That is the end of my turn. So you're just going to see me wordlessly point up at this Drider and just stare at it. And everyone's like,
What is she doing?
that's all I'm doing is you just see me pointing up at this Drider.
Zag, you are up.
How far away is Finch in that
30
pot?
feet.
30 feet. And he's unconscious. Can I perceive, why is he unconscious? Is it from...
He has just dipped down under the water. Like, his face went from face up, screaming about being in pain, and then he fell unconscious and is now face down in Drider poison.
Okay. First of all, would I be able... Is the karaoke dex like a bonus action?
It is a bonus action to use the karaoke dex.
Okay. First thing, Zag, is... Who has the karaoke dex right now? Zag has it. Okay, Zag is gonna pull out the karaoke dex. First thing, he's gonna look at the Drider and he's gonna start singing, "Where are you?"
As you point your karaoke decks at this Drider, you hear the nano Sparkle boot up.
Hello, Zag. Nice to hear your voice. Drider. Weaknesses, radiant and fire damage.
Thank you, Sparkle. And then Zag is going to dash towards Finch to try and get him out of the poison. I feel like this is gonna screw me, but yep, I'm reaching my hand and I'm grabbing. I want to grab his hair, and just freaking yank it out.
Roll me a athletics check and don't roll a natural 1.
Oh no. 15.
15?
Yes.
Wonderful. You pull Finch directly out of the water. Like, you pull him by his hair, expecting just to get his head out. He shoots out of the water like a missile and falls to the ground. And Zag, as you pull Finch out, you notice that the entire bottom half of his body has been replaced to be Drider's half of the body.
My goodness, you did not do that.
I had 1d4 rounds that it wasn't going to happen -1, and you rolled 1 minus 1 is 0. Yes.
I saved him though, Brooke. I'm sorry.
Finch is now a Drider.
My boyfriend.
Do I have any time to react?
You do. You have time to react.
Does he still still have his shoes on? One of his 8 legs?
No, the shoes have completely evaporated, unfortunately.
Zag is just going to be in absolute shock seeing him on the ground as a Drider. He's had horrible experience with Driders. He's very torn in this situation, and he's going to look towards Selene.
Selene, you notice that there is lifelessness in the eyes of Finch as you look over at him. He doesn't seem to be in his right mindset. And with that, we're at the end of the surprise round. Grom, you are up again in initiative.
I will fire again. A 16 to hit.
A 16 will hit.
Nice. 3 points of piercing damage with my bow.
All right, so it takes 3 points of piercing damage, and it skitters.
I'll just yell out,
"Get down here, beast!"
Selene, you are up. You see Drider Finch laying on the floor, seeming to be out of his mindset that he's usually holding, and you see Zag has pulled him out of the water and a Drider 30 feet in the air from you.
I'm going to sprint over to where Finch is. I'm going to kneel down, not next to him, but like 5 feet away from him.
Okay.
As I'm a little bit terrified. And instinctively, I'm going to cast Healing Hands, and I'm going to help him regain 4 hit points in an attempt to return him back to at least a more normal state mentally.
Roll me a charisma saving throw. DC 14.
14!
Woo! Finch looks at you and goes, and then starts just freaking out internally, and then like runs away further into the cave, trying not to attack you.
Burst into tears and use my bonus action to hide. I'm gonna say I kind of hide as much like behind the like cauldron pot thing as I can, away from the Drider on the ceiling.
And with that is going to be the Drider's turn. Seeing Efimia is left alone in this doorway, the Drider is going to run up to you with horrific climbing feet, and it is going to do a bite attack against you.
Of course.
That is a nat 20.
Oh,
No!
dude.
Am I gonna die?
Don't one hit though. Give me a chance
Barry?
here to heal.
You take 6 points of piercing damage and 14 points of poison damage.
Okay.
With that, Efimia, you are up. There's a Drider using its fangs just directly into your neck, and you're feeling the burning as this venom is starting to enter into your veins.
We're gonna just go burning hands again.
Okay.
We're gonna go with the classic. We're gonna see if I die. I don't know.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
a mystery. Push my hands straight onto this Drider to try to get it a little further from me.
Does a 13 pass?
It's 13.
So meets beats, unfortunately.
Oh!
So the Drider barely dodges your flaming hands. So go ahead and roll damage for burning hands. It will only take half as it dodges out of the way.
The 4d6 was 11.
Half of 11 would be 5?
Yeah.
And it's fire damage, correct?
Yeah.
So it goes back up to 11 because it's vulnerable to fire damage.
All
Go
right.
karaoke decks. Zag is in charge of that. I got this.
Deal.
I have so many songs I want to sing.
It dodges out of the way of your burning hands, but you see the fur on its back completely engulfs in flame, and it skitters and it looks like it is hurting really, really bad. But with that, is that the end of your turn, Efimia?
Yeah, she's just gonna kind of grab at her neck right now where the fangs were. She's definitely a little off her A game at this point. You know, just getting bit and all.
Yeah.
And having no HP.
And now you're thinking like, am I gonna get spider powers tomorrow? Am I Peter Parker?
She's just like already imagining her dreams of throwing webs out of her hands.
And then you look over at Finch, who already has spider powers, and then you're like,
I don't
never
want
mind. And then with that, Zag, you are up.
Okay, so first thing from Zag's brief interaction with Finch, he's been able to cure some of Grom's ailments in the past. Is it something he thinks he may be able to heal or at least help Finch with?
Unfortunately, this seems like something greater restoration would have to take care of rather than lesser restoration. Yes.
Okay. And then also, is everybody within 30 feet right now? I believe we are.
Yes.
Okay. So first thing Zag's going to do is going to do a bless on all 3 of the party members. For flavor, I want everybody's eyes to just go pure white, like eyes roll back in the back of their head. Pure white for just a brief second. And then everybody will get their additional D4 per turn on your attack rolls or saving throws.
Awesome.
And then as a bonus action, Zag is going to cast Sanctuary on Efimia.
Okay.
So You ward a creature within range against attack until the spell ends, so 1 minute. Any creature who targets the warded creature with an attack must first make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, they must choose a new target.
Aww.
You cast Sanctuary on Efimia. In front of you, Efimia, as Zag casts Sanctuary, a miniature version of Grom and a miniature version of Zag appear in front of you. One of them says, "I'll protect you till the day I die." The other one says, "I'll defend you till the day I die." And this Drider looks back and forth, and it gets disadvantage against attacking you for the next minute. And with that, Grom, you are up.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to run up directly towards it, and for my attack action, I want to attempt to grapple it.
Okay, roll me an opposed athletics check.
Natural 19 for 25.
Natural 4 for a lot less.
Yeah.
You grapple this.
I want to go and just run up and grab 3 of its legs. As my bonus action, I want to attempt to just jump up, hit it with my horns, and basically take it and push it on its back, if that makes sense. That's the shove action.
12 plus 1, and you said your spell save is 14?
Yeah, 8 plus 4 plus 2.
So it gets knocked prone, and it is grappled. Its movement speed is 0. It cannot get up.
I just want to be on its belly, basically, and standing over it, holding some of its legs, so it can't.
I think we need to start shouting knocked prone like we do in the theme song
Oh,
every time we get knocked prone.
And
you get
as
knocked
the
prone.
creature is knocked prone,
Knocked prone!
everyone gain a point of inspiration.
Yay!
Great, because I'm out.
Ugh, another pointless video call where nothing gets done. I think you're on mute, David.
Sorry. What did I miss?
IT just approved Miro for the whole company.
Miro? That's the...
Online whiteboard for team collaboration. We can make these long video meetings so much shorter with Miro boards. We can share ideas, feedback, and updates on them whenever. Actually see what we're talking about.
It's all online.
Miro will make our flexible work setup so much easier. With one virtual space for our brainstorms, projects, presentations.
Oh, that sounds kind of amazing. So I don't need to wake up for 6 a.m. calls with the London office anymore.
Now you're getting it.
Don't let time zones get in the way of your team working well together. See why 99% of the Fortune 100 trust Miro to get good work done from anywhere. Get your first 3 boards free at Miro.com. That's MIRO.com.
So you knock the creature prone, and it is grappled, and its movement speed is 0, which is a really bad situation for this Drider to be in. Selene, you are up. So you are standing over where Finch used to be. He has ran deeper into the cave, and there is a Drider in the middle of this cave that is knocked prone and grappled.
So, with a fiery rage in my eyes, a Litzy-like, shout out to Campaign 1, fiery rage in my eyes, I'm going to run up to the Drider, take out my trusty all-pike. That's a 12 to hit.
Unfortunately, just misses its armor class.
You get a D4. You get a D4.
Oh,
You have
extra
blessed.
D4.
Oh, on top of this?
Yeah, D4 with bless. So if you'd like, you can use it.
Yes, I will use it.
Okay, it has a 14 armor class, so you get a 2 or higher to hit.
No.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Oh no! So unfortunately,
I really want to use my... Oh.
Do you want to use your inspiration?
I almost do. I know it's reckless, but...
I forgot I can 12 it.
You can 12 it.
And Efimia's gonna pull out her tarot deck and pull a card out.
And use the 12 that you used this morning? So
yeah.
Your original roll goes up to a 12 plus your bonuses. What are your bonuses?
+5.
So a 17 will definitely hit.
Efimia coming in clutch so that I can all pike this Drider into the great depths of hell, which are coming through. That's 21 points of damage.
Holy crap.
Get it.
How would you like to kill this?
All right.
Yes. Since I'm using my all pike, I'm gonna say that I do this sweet, one fell swoop. I'm gonna chop off 4 of its legs, and then all in one circle, I'm gonna use a slashing move to cut off 4 of those legs, and then stab it right in the heart.
This Drider falls lifelessly to the ground, and you guys are out of initiative.
Even though the Drider is dead, the next thing that Grom would be doing is essentially just grabbing the shield, and you would see him just hitting the Drider over and over again in probably its torso, where she had struck it. You can see he's a bit unhinged throughout all this, And he's not a barbarian, so he can't go into a rage. But you can tell that like this is like a very rage-induced thing. And he's not usually a violent type, so it's a little...
Efimia's just gonna side-eye whatever he's doing with the very dead body of the Drider. Grom, I think you got it, bud.
Zag's gonna run up and from behind Grom and almost like whirl him around. And I'm kind of thinking in my head like Grom is still like up and down with the shield, so like it'll be up as he like swirls him around. Be like, it's me. Stop, Grom. Calm down. It's done. It's done.
As the shield falls to the ground. And
it's okay. Zag doesn't have the spell Calm Emotions, but just his relationship with Grom, he wants to really try and like eye contact, like, dude, it's okay. Almost non-verbally, like just look at him. They have this connection, like it's okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Where's Finch?
Dramatically, once again, I'm going to collapse on the floor. More tears ensue. And as I remember that I have Finch's bag around me, I'm going to look into the bag to see what's inside. I'm going to use my thieves' tools and my rogue expertise to pick the lock of the bag if I can and see what's inside.
Selene, as you open up this bag, you notice this red and blue ribboned present that has a To Selene sticker on it, and it has a note attached to the top of it.
Okay.
Would you like to open it?
This is going to destroy me as a person.
No.
Wiping away my tears just to be able to see, like, read the writing that it's addressed to me, I will open it up.
Scrawled on a piece of paper and X'd out a bunch of times and used white over and then scrawled over. This paper is so thin because of how many times it's been written on and then tried to be erased. But the final draft remains. Selene, as soon as I set eyes on you, I knew deep down that my life would change. When Mrs. Brighttower seated me next to you in Animals and Rituals Sacrifice 101, you sang, "My name is Selene. How do you do?" As if a chorus of bells were ringing. You then leaned over and gently extended your hand to shake mine. It was at that moment some unusual feeling that my life was going to change swept over me, like the dustpans we used in class to prepare sacrificial altars. And true enough, after speaking with you, it felt like I've known you since forever. Our second day of lecture, I asked if I was using the correct knife to sacrifice a sheep with, holding a butter knife in my hands, silently praying to Lathander that you would notice me and correct me with that sweet voice of yours. And with a scoff, you handed me your spare sacrificial knife and elated that I could keep it since you had a spare. And when our hands met, I felt a spark. Who would have thought that a stranger in front of me that day would be the person that I couldn't last a day without? Today, I want you to know that you are the person I want to be with for the rest of my life, in many different stages and versions, regardless of the change, good or bad. I want to experience adventure with you, Selene. Selene, will you marry me? And that's where we're going to end our session tonight. My name is Cade, the host and dungeon master of this Dungeons and Dragons adventure. And I'm joined here by the players to my left.
Alec playing Zag.
Mason playing Grom.
So mad.
Marissa playing.
Like, come on, man.
Okay.
Let's keep playing.
Marissa playing Efimia.
And Brooklyn playing Selene.
Underneath the note you notice scrawled, P.S. I noticed you eyeing this mermaid wedding dress on one of our evening walks and figured Ascended Corp would advance me some of my pay to buy it for our special day. I hope you love it as much as I love you. And if you love this content, go on over to patreon.com and support our podcast so you can listen to the Talked Prone, where our players just yell at me for 2 hours straight about how much trauma I've caused them. So go on over to patreon.com/Nogged. And for as little as $2, you can support our podcast and be our favorite listener. With that, we hope you remember that when life knocks you flat on your back, all you got to do is keep rolling, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, let's get this cavity filled.
Doctor, I think your tank is leaking laughing gas.
Gas? Did you hear you can save on gas at BJ's Wholesale Club?
Wait, you can save on gas at BJ's?
Yeah, members save on everyday low gas prices.
You gotta be kidding me.
Nope, these savings are no joke.
BJ's, absurdly simple savings. Shop today. Not a member? Go to bjs.com/simple savings.